Welcome to the Midweek. Welcome, church. Thanks for joining us today. I'm joined by Rick Pecan, and Rick's our Beyond Global Minister. Now, mate, I think that's probably the way that we explain mission is beyond, because it's a little bit more all-encompassing, and you specialise in the global area. So, mate, tell me, what drew you to this? What's of interest to you in this area?
Well, I've been involved in mission my whole life. Growing up as a Christian, both in Chicago, where I'm from, and here in Australia for the last over 10 years. Mission has been very much a part of who I am, and there's a particular story that highlights that. It was when I was 19 years old. I had an opportunity to travel to the Dominican Republic in the Caribbean on a mission trip. And for a young guy growing up in an affluent, mostly white suburb, not that dissimilar to South Perth and south here of Perth, it was an important experience in my life. We built a house for a local pastor. We hung out with the local kids. We even went and got a food cart, with the Hispanic food from down the street. And I had to listen through a translator, and sometimes had to break out my very limited 2 years of Spanish school at school. So for me, it was a learning experience, a growing experience, and an opportunity to serve. And it really sort of formed me in my younger days. But interesting, one of the limitations of that kind of mission trip is that after the trip was over, I just left. I went back home. I kept in touch with the people that I went on the trip. There's always a special bond there, but I keep up with the ministry I went with. I follow them on Facebook, but actually I've never spoken to any of the people again in the Dominican Republic. I don't have that relational connection with them. So it's sort of one picture of mission, but it's not the whole picture of it. It's an incomplete picture in some ways.
A cultural putting your toe in the water and a missional putting your toe in the water.
Yeah, so many Christians have had these kind of exposure trips, which I think is really good. I think it's important for us to do those exposure trips. There's nothing wrong with going on a mission trip. In fact, everyone, particularly younger people watching this, should figure out a way to go serve in a mission field somewhere, even if it's short term. But the mission of God for me doesn't stop at these exposure trips, which is why I love what Beyond Global is all about. Because Beyond Global is a chance to serve and invest and support the work of mission around the globe with people on the ground who are active day to day, staying there for long periods of time and supporting the mission of God in that way. Because we know there are people around the world doing mission year in and year out. And the biggest need that they have is the support of people like us who have been given so much by God to bless God's mission around the world.
Yeah, right. So we every Sunday in our physical gathering, we have our little side projector screen, and often it shows there's a rotation of a number of people that come up there.
Yeah.
Now, each one of those is really generally they're planted in a community somewhere. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly right. So some of them are church planters who have actually committed to plant new churches, which is such a vital part of the history of Lifestreams. Some of them are cross-cultural workers who are going into different circumstances and serving the people. Others are mobilizers who are trying to mobilize mission around the world. So there are many parts of Southeast Asia. We support partners in Africa. We have partners here in Australia, and even have a lot of local mission and ministry that we support here in Australia, even here through chaplaincy, through some of the groups that meet on campus here at Livestreams. So really, it is a global family. It supports missions and cultures around the world.
Yeah, I think one of the things I'd like to highlight out of that is you use the word family, and I think these are established relationships. They're people who we've heard from physically, we've heard videos from, or we've journeyed with and supported. There's new people, and that's exciting when there's new people, but there's also those who we've journeyed with for many years, and we've built relationships.
And there's people that have been part of our church family who we've been able to send out and send to mission. I was talking with one of our guys the other day on a Zoom call, a young guy who's committed to his mission and the family, and there's many other examples like that. So yes, we highlight those on the service. We have a weekly prayer email. One of the big steps that we want people to do is to pray with us. So we do send out a weekly email highlighting a different mission partner all the time, and that is a key way to support them, as they very much value the prayers of us as family here in Lifestreams. We are supporting our family beyond, so to speak.
Yeah, great. So, mate, you're speaking this week. You're sharing some more of this in a bit more depth on Sunday, but can you just give us a little taste of some of the vision of that, please?
Well, one of the things it reminded me of was that Paul's advice from 2 Corinthians 8, where he encourages the church to give generously, regardless of their circumstances, that they should give and have joy in giving. So I think giving financially is a key part of ours, that the Beyond Fund is funded from our church family beyond. It's not your tithes and offerings. It's not what you give here to support the local church. It's a commitment, it's a pledge to give beyond your normal giving and to support mission around the world. So Paul really encourages the local churches in kind of the Asia Minor and the surrounding areas to give and support those who are in need, that our plenty will supply their need. Yeah. And it really sort of sums up in this Acts 1:8 version. I use a slightly different Bible translation, but this is kind of the theme for the Beyond team here. And I say to people, it's Jesus sort of doing his commission before he kind of goes up into heaven. And he says to the disciples and the apostles, here is the knowledge you need. He says, you will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on you, and you will be my witnesses, first here in Jerusalem, then beyond to Judea and Samaria, and finally to the farthest places on earth. So that's what the Beyond Partners, our Beyond ministry family, does. They do some work here at the church. We do some work in Judea, in our nation. We do some work in Samaria with nations that maybe look a little bit different to us, and then beyond to the farthest places on earth. So that's what the Beyond Global family does.
Great. Well, looking forward to hearing more about that on Sunday. And yeah, thanks for sharing with us this week.
Thanks, Matt. No, it's good to see everyone.
Yep. See you all on Sunday.